So now I'm doing an iPad and an old iPhone so that I have 2 channels.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, I'm in no rush, man, so this is cool.
I'll get you on here.
Yeah. I'm chilling. That's a pretty cool way to get, some stories, man.
I just like talking to people, man.
Same
it's
here.
It's a nice way just to get conversations going.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people, just sit in your car and don't want to say a single thing.
Yeah, just silent awkwardness.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. It's just to sync up audio. Cool. So tell me, what's your name? Where are you from?
So my name is Daryl Rodriguez. I'm a tattooer and business owner out of Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you asked what the sign in my car means, the love story challenge. Mm-hmm. You said you have an interesting viewpoint on love.
I think
what is that? What is your interesting viewpoint?
So I believe, when people get into relationships, a lot of the times they're trying to find a missing piece.
Okay.
And I think that is the wrong way to go about it.
Okay.
Because that's, that missing piece, I feel like is a missing piece in you that you need to fix first. And I don't think people are broken or anything like that, but I do believe you have to be 100% before you can go into a relationship and then talk about love. You know what I mean? Both sides have to be 100 and 100 before you can, you got to be happy with yourself before you try to make somebody else happy, right?
Definitely.
And so when people fall in love, you have the people who get hurt and the people that stay in love. And I think to separate the two is wrong. I think love is it's relative to a lot of things, but also you have to accept getting hurt in the process. You have to accept falling in love in the process, and you have to accept loss as well. If you can't accept all of those things, I don't think you'll ever truly be in love. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to love yourself most of all, right? Before you can give it to anybody else. And I think when you fall in love and your lid or the glass is half empty and you're expecting somebody else to fill that void, that's all that is filling a void. You know what I mean? That's how I go about it.
Okay.
So
have you ever been in love? Or are you
I
currently
think I've been in love.
Every time I've ever been with anybody, I've been in love.
Okay.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So you're
man.
romantic.
Oh yeah, to the T, man. I've got true love tattooed right on under my neck, and like.
That's awesome. Are you currently in love?
No.
No.
Currently, I'm in this. I've been in a relationship pretty much every single year I can think of, and like these last 2 years, I've gone. Man, I've lost a lot of people, and it made me kind of bitter, but it also showed me that I needed to be by myself, Okay. And until I found out that I didn't need anybody, I think it's making me more ready to fall in love again, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's not that I'm scared of it, because like I said, I feel like you have to accept all of it. You have to accept you could get hurt. You have to accept that you could, just hit the jackpot. Who knows? But yeah, that's my weird view on it. I feel like, I don't think it's too weird.
I don't think it's too weird.
Yeah. Okay.
I had
cool.
a guy in the last episode who really liked the idea of having children with multiple women.
Okay.
And, kind of like letting them do their own thing, but like still being a part of that child's life.
Yeah.
So that was something that he was really, and he's like, I'll never get that because I realize, that's not practical. Mm-hmm. He's like, but I think I'd like that. So I asked him, like, are you wanting to be in a polyamorous relationship? And he's like, no, not necessarily. Just, have multiple kids and multiple women. You do you, man.
So that was his view on what he loved.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So you got 9 minutes. We're 9 minutes away from your place. Yeah. Can you think of a time that somebody has made you feel loved? Think of a time
somebody has made me feel loved.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Romantic, platonic, whatever way you want to interpret that question.
Man, that's such a big one. I'll try to figure something out I can pull out. Let's see. Man, hold up. I think I got one.
Okay.
That I feel like it's genuine love. Let's see. I would say. Oh, it was from one of my good friends. His name is Wayne, man. And this 2 years ago, I lost my little brother, and I took it upon myself. I was supposed to take care of him and whatnot, and my toughest friend, I was getting over it. Well, not even getting over it. I don't think you could ever get over that type of love. You know what I mean?
What is your little brother's name?
His name was Jarek.
Jarek.
And fortunately, he passed due to suicide. Okay. He was a soldier, and PTSD is a hell of a thing, And there's nothing. I've come to grips with. There's nothing you can do if someone has set their mind on something, So I learned. It's crazy. I learned fast that I couldn't blame myself because there's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? And
it's an illness in the same way that cancer is an illness.
It is.
You know what I mean? He just succumbed to it.
And Wayne is like the toughest dude I know, man. This is like old school cholo dude, man. Head tattoos, everything. You know what I mean? And he came to me and he was crying, and I was like, "Yo, well, what's up, man?" And and I was feeling better about it. And when you see a tough guy like that crying, it's strange. You don't know how to feel. You don't know if it's okay to talk to them, because like as a boy and growing up as a man, we put this pressure on ourselves to like have to be tough, and crying is like taboo for some odd reason. And I think that's where mental illness kind of stems for like young children, Yeah. And to see that from Wayne, and he was just opening up, it was like a new thing, because the dude loved the shit out of my brother, man. And like, he is still like trying to this day to get over it, and he can't, But like, he hugged me real deep, man, and like, he told me he loved us like brothers, even though we weren't related by blood. And like, that was genuine to me. Like, I knew he was my homie, you know what I mean? But like, dude, the dude was just, he was even more distraught than I was, you know what I mean? And I was like, holy shit, man. Sorry, excuse my language.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, I think this was pretty recent. So yeah, that was a pretty big eye-opener. It taught me not to, like, there's no reason to be tough these days. You have to talk. You have to express yourself. And if anyone, tries to step on that type of happiness, you gaining happiness, you got to be a really horrible person, Or there's something wrong with you as well. And it's okay to talk.
I was really lucky to have a dad. I think my dad fought really hard to not be that kind of man. Although that's kind of all he knew.
Exactly.
My dad was an all-star football player. But he didn't have a dad growing up. My dad's dad walked out in his family when they were really young. So, I saw my dad cry when I was younger. And, my dad's huge, big muscle, bodybuilder, kind of guy. And I think he instilled in me and my siblings, it's okay to show your emotions. And, he kissed us and said he loved us. And, it was... I don't remember him calling me like a sissy for crying, you know what I mean? As to where I definitely was called that, at times. I don't remember him making me feel that way. So, I'm really happy that I wasn't a part of that, like, toxic masculinity.
Dude,
because it's real. And we all experience it.
It's everywhere.
I just didn't experience it in the home too much, I did, just not in ways that I guess were toxic. They were poisonous, but not toxic.
Yeah, man. Like, I love talking about this stuff because it helps me too, But yeah, man, I grew up that way, and it was kind of sad because.
How did you break free from that? Because I don't get that from you at all.
I don't understand. I think it was when my little brother passed away, because he was the same way, man. Like, when we grew up, we didn't hug our parents. My dad was like a pretty big drug kingpin when I was a little kid, and the most I did was visit him while he was in prison, and then he got deported to the Philippines, And
is he still in the Philippines now?
Yeah, he's still in the Philippines to this day. And dude, I can't make this up. My mother passed away on Mother's Day of all days, and And the saddest thing I've ever seen was watching my little brother give my mother a Valentine's or a Mother's Day card on her deathbed, you know? And like, but my family was just like that. Like, I think the only person that really, truly showed love at the time was my mother. And once she was gone, it was just like, no, you know, it was always this way. Like, even my grandmother would call us like a faggot or some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were thrown to the wolves like right away. And like, man, I hung out with the wrong people. My brother went to the military, so he was just, you know, he had to be tough all the time. And when the military took that away from him, like he stopped going to the military because he had like 2 bad DUIs, and they let him go on good terms. But man, he was like, he was a ranger and everything. But the thing is, he loved fighting, man. That was his thing. That's what he was good at. You know, he found it. And being tough, he couldn't ever talk about it. And he was trying, you know. He'd go to like his meetings every single day, but even that wasn't enough, man. And I think that's what really changed me right there.
Sounds like thanks to him, you have such a big gift right now.
Yeah. I'm way more open to so much shit, man.
Well, plug yourself, man. Where can people find your artwork? Because you're an artist.
It's at DARYL_Rodriguez.
Okay.
And that's my Instagram.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, man, come check me out.
So, do you live in Los Angeles?
No, I'm actually here visiting from Richmond, Virginia right now.
Okay, wow.
I just guest spotted at this shop called Sang Blue.
Okay.
And it's run by this dude, Maxime, I believe is his name. And he's from London. The dude is phenomenal. All his artists are phenomenal. He's got a shop in Zurich, Los Angeles, I believe, London, and I think one more place. But he makes watches for like Hublot and whatnot. The dude is like big time, you know. And to be able to come down here and work for him is kind of like a big deal, apparently.
How many tattoos?
I think so, at least. So today I did 1, but throughout the last couple of days I did maybe 5 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine a lot of your artwork probably has to center around love.
You
No?
know,
Yes, no?
I would like it to be, but like, it's not even unfortunate. It's just a lot of the artwork is I love like what people come up with. You know, I'm actually up in here,
Okay.
and I try to just work with what they want to bring in, you know, and just put my spin on things. But yeah, I'm all the way at the back.
Do you mind if I get a picture with you?
Yeah, no worries, man.
For the cover of the video?
Sure.
Is this good right here?
Yeah, cool.
Well, thank you for being my
Yeah, dude.
my guest on Tell Me a Story.
Yeah, man. This was fun.